When I did your show, there was a thank you card with a $1 bill in it.
That's true.
That's true.
That was nice.
Can you teach me how to do, I try and do an impression of you sometimes.
Okay.
Okay.
Better. First thing, you gotta dress better. You're dressed like you're the CEO of a pumpkin patch.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. This is fun.
I'm glad you're here. Do you have, let's keep it to your fans. Let's keep it off my general appearance.
Okay.
Do you have weird fans?
Yes. Yeah.
Psycho fans?
Yes, because I'm kind of a sociopath myself.
Sure.
So I think weird people are attracted towards me. So I don't meet fans after shows because it's gotten pretty weird. But what I will do at the end of my set, I'll have a set list. You know, like I'm like some kind of rock star.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you can trade me something I want, I'll give this to you. And people think I just mean I want drugs. But I'm not some drug addict who needs drugs. I have drugs. I just want to see what weird things people will try to give me.
Yeah.
And
like
I've gotten
the devil.
like, what do you mean?
You're like the devil.
Yes.
You're like, beat me at a fiddle competition in the lobby.
Yeah.
But you just have a set list and you're like, I don't know what you have to offer. Look inside.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's gonna step up?
Yes.
Someone gave me a shark's tooth.
Oh?
Someone gave me an alligator claw.
Where are you performing? The Bayou?
A lot. Most of these happen in Florida. And then I was in South Carolina and I got the best one, the best gift ever. A girl came to the stage with a self-addressed stamped envelope from me, like addressed to her, all the postage laid out, and inside was like a cylinder full of putty that you use to make a homemade dildo. So she wanted me to open this up, put it on, follow the steps, take it off, put it in an envelope, send it to her so she could have sex with me forever.
Anthony, I need you to be honest with me. Did you do it?
I thought about it. At first I was like, of course I'm going to do this. Because it was just so flattering.
What concerns me is the kind of crazy that wants a mold, but also the kind of foresight and type A that brings the envelope.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do next after this is over? Hey Joan, very excited to be here to get into bed with you. I think it's going to be like, you know, most of my encounters with women in bed. A lot of Holocaust jokes, a lot of age jokes, you know, a lot of put downs, and then I'll finish first.
Hi, I'm Joan Rivers, and you're watching In Bed with Joan. And as usual, as I always say, I don't know who's coming on the show, so let's see who's coming out of the closet tonight. Hello? Ah! Anthony Jeselnik, how nice. This is a pleasure. All
Great to
right.
see you, Joan.
Great to see you, Anthony.
I don't know why I gave you the two-handed handshake.
No, give me the truth. That's
like I'm trying to steal your rings.
Yeah, will you be disappointed? First of all, have we ever really met before?
We've not. We've never met before.
Okay, because I did I was roasted, but you weren't one of the writers on the roast yet.
No, that was before my time.
Okay. And you came on 2 shows after?
I wrote for Hasselhoff, which was right after you.
Was that fun?
It was fun, yeah. It was really fun because you got to be there all night with writers, like for weeks, writing jokes,
Yeah.
saying the meanest things you could.
Yeah.
It would never end up on air. But were really funny. But then I got to do Donald Trump, which was the next one.
And so what were the great Hasselhoff lines that you didn't do? Do you remember? Because he's such a target. It was 3 years ago, I remember that.
Yeah.
And then Donald, and
Donald
that's what
was
shot you into
Yeah.
prominence. You know what I mean? Yeah, that.
Absolutely. And that was a lot of fun. I remember everyone has rules. Like I remember your rule was don't make fun of Melissa, don't make fun of my kids or my
Right.
family.
Exactly that.
David
was my rule.
Hasselhoff said don't make fun of my daughters. Donald Trump's rule was don't say I have less money than I say I do.
That's the rule.
He was like, make fun of my kids, do whatever you want. Just don't say I don't have that much money. Yeah, crazy guy.
Who else had crazy rules?
That was it. Sheen said he had no rules, and then he cut one of my jokes because it was about his mom.
Who was his mother?
Nobody. That was the joke. It was you've got a crazy family. Your brother is Emilio Estevez. Your father is Martin Sheen, and your mom is some dumb cunt.
Yeah, great joke.
He cut that. Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either. No one explained it to me.
Because I know her, and that you obviously have met her.
I've heard rumors.
I've heard rumors. Just rumors. Okay. With who? They're always saying now, because, I start to hear about you. The underground starts to talk. And you are, which I love, you're so politically incorrect. Because that, to me,
Yes.
any comic that is politically correct, boring, goodbye, out of my life.
Yeah.
Out of my life. And you have done that. You do cancer jokes to cancer patients. It's so fabulous.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think it's important to be edgy. Otherwise, it's boring.
And I think I think those that are still conscious probably find it amusing.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Absolutely.
Jesselnik,
Jesselnik. Yeah, you nailed it.
Russian.
Slovenian.
Where the hell is Slovenia?
In Russia.
So
As
you're-
far as I'm concerned, I know.
So were your parents happy to get Slovenia, or was it difficult? And was the journey forced?
No, it wasn't. We're not like off the boat or anything. My family didn't even know we were Slovenian. I would ask, where's Jesselnik come from? My dad would say, I don't know, German or something. And they didn't really know. And then when I found out it was Slovenian, I did like the research online. No one cared.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, great, Slovenian. Who cares?
Maybe they really were German, but the wrong side of the blanket.
Yeah, they're hiding. They're hiding
You know
from
what
some
I'm saying?
people.
They
I know.
came over in '46, and he forgets he was Hitler Youth. Yeah. Does your father hate Jews?
Not as much as he should. Like I've never felt like he went all the way with it. Yeah.
When you do your jokes,
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning, now people know you're funny and you're terrific and you're outrageous. When you were first starting to do wild jokes,
Yeah.
were you booed a lot? Were you scared you were going to be beaten up in an alley?
I wasn't really scared about getting beaten up. I was just scared that I wouldn't be able to perform on the road. That people would just reject me across the country. But they didn't really. In the beginning, I think when I was more nervous, people felt like they could talk to me. Like I have to come at their show and be like, you really shouldn't tell that joke. I've had something in my life happen that was bad, so you shouldn't say that.
Or the opposite? You're so right.
Yeah, that's even
I
worse.
hate
That's even worse.
Polacks.
Yeah. You need more black jokes. You need more. I'm like, you're missing the point. Yeah.
You did something on your show, which people literally called me up. You had black people spell black names.
It was one black person. I had more white people
That
spell
they
black
didn't
names.
tell me. See, they only told
Yeah.
me the good part.
Yeah.
And so you
That's
had
good.
names like, give me a good black name.
There was one guy. A lot of them are names that are normal names, but they messed them up. Like one was Dante, but it was
That's easy.
DONT''A. So you would never get that. Or Yesenia was a good one.
You said it's good.
Which the trick was Yesenia is Hennessy backwards and misspelled. That wasn't easy. That was an easy one.
Who thought of that? Was that you?
Probably some poor kid's mother thought of that.
not
but
the name.
the joke.
the
No, one of my writers. I have an Asian writer named Andrew Law who thought of that bit that we jumped all over.
Hilarious.
Yeah, we were very excited about that.
You're on Comedy Central.
Mm-hmm.
How open are they? E has been wonderful to us on Fashion Police. Amazing. They sit there with lawyers trying to figure out how to get the jokes, which is a very different.
Well,
How good is Comedy Central?
they're good to me. I think in the same way E's good to you is that you get away with things because you're Joan Rivers.
Right.
I'm starting to get away with things because I'm Anthony Jeselnik. And when you have offensive in the title of the show, then they really have to work with you to get the most offensive stuff on.
What of some of the stuff that didn't get on?
Oh, what has not gotten on so
I'm sure
far?
you're being asked this a lot.
Yeah, we have, and we're still fighting for things too. Like we had a thing called 9/11 Babies that we did that people really were against. But it was, I thought, I had this idea, what if we dressed up babies like the Twin Towers? And then I fed them like baby food. Like here comes the airplane, and then the baby's face explodes. And I was like, that's hilarious, right? And we filmed it, and they were like, we're never gonna use this. And then last minute we had to lose a bit for legal reasons, and they're like, oh, we guess we have to do that now. So they put it in.
Your looks helped you or hurt you?
They hurt me for a while, and now they help me. You know, in the beginning, no one. I mean, you were so beautiful.
Yeah.
You're still beautiful. But when you were very young and
was-
coming up,
oh.
it must have hurt you a little bit because people just didn't take you seriously. But then as you get older and more, and people know who
Ugly.
you are. No, but I mean, like, once people know, oh, there's Joan Rivers, then it helps you.
Yes,
You know, so
yes.
now it's good.
No, what hindered me was I was the first girl that didn't dress like a comedian, like Phyllis Diller.
Okay.
I dressed because I wanted to get married, so I tried to be pretty on stage,
Yeah.
hoping never worked. So, and that was a big breakthrough, that a normal girl would be there.
Yeah.
Who are your audiences? What age?
They're mostly, I would say, guys age, 18 to 40.
Yeah.
And I get some women. I get
Oh, of course you get.
more than I would have thought. I thought it'd be all guys, like an Andrew Dice Clay show, but it's not. It's
What
not that.
about the women? Are you getting a lot of groupies now? Has it changed now that you've gotten famous?
I've never gotten enough groupies, as far as I'm concerned. And the people who come up to me after a show who are like very bold and like, I want to sleep with you, are women that I would never consider sleeping with. I'm like, I can't believe the balls on you to come up to this guy who's been a jerk on stage for an hour and be like, have sex with me when they're not very attractive.
And what do you usually say? No, mother.
I say, sorry, I'm busy, or it depends. It depends if they have
Well, tell
drugs.
me I have a disease.
Tell me I have a
That
disease.
way you're letting them down nicely.
Yeah.
You know, it's not you.
Yeah.
It's I just can't.
have-
I'm all inflamed.
I have AIDS.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I should say. Tell them on stage that I
Yeah,
have AIDS.
tell them on stage.
Yeah, I'll tell them I got that from you.
That's good, and that's a sympathy. Then you'll get a sympathy standing ovation.
Mm.
You know what I mean? If they think you're going to die, they will always stand up.
Really? Is that what you've learned
Yeah.
over the years?
I usually tell them I don't feel well. They're up in a shot.
I always hear from comics who have opened for you, and they rave about you because you're so nice that a lot of people will get heckled. You know, like your audience comes out, and they don't. A lot of times, the opener has to kind of convince the crowd that they're not getting ripped off.
Yes.
You know, like Joan's still coming.
Yeah.
I'm just here extra, so they'll mean to them, and everyone says you'll come out. You'll find the person heckling them, throw a drink in their face, have them thrown out.
Yeah, I'm
Sounds
very-
like a dream.
Yeah, but I was an opening act so long that the opening act, you were opening act. Who did you open for?
I remember a couple guys. I opened for Sarah Silverman a little bit.
Oh, that's interesting.
She was great. Doug
Yeah.
Benson was fun, and Brian Posehn I opened for a lot.
Because they're waiting to see Sarah.
Yes.
Now you come out, so already they're not happy.
Yeah.
Plus, they're still seating the audience.
Yeah.
So I always feel so sorry for the opening act.
Sure.
Because you're coming to your punchline, and if you're playing an Indian casino, that's when the chief walks in. You know what I mean? Here goes a guy with a blanket and a feather. There goes your punchline.
Yeah. Exactly.
So with Sarah, you were so edgy. How could Sarah be even edgier than you? Or you're different in those days?
We're still pretty edgy. I don't think she really cared. You know, she had so many fans that just wanted to come see her.
Yeah.
They don't even care about her jokes. They're just like, oh, I want to see Sarah.
Yeah.
But you can come out and have the most original act of all time, and people don't remember you. They're like, oh, that was kind of funny. Let me go wait in line to talk to Sarah for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Being funny is nice. Being famous is a lot better when it comes to drawing on the road and everything.
And it also gets you an upgrade in a hotel.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
Yeah. It gets you lots of things. Like you say, gee, I need a doctor. We can get it for you.
Yeah.
No problem. I need an extra lamp. We can get it for you. What about your act? You started out doing what? And how did you get to non sequiturs, which fascinates me?
Well, I started telling kind of stories about my life, but I was like 23 years old and just boring. And people, when they would see me, just already didn't like me, you know, kind of thing when I would walk up on stage. And I thought, I don't like doing this. I'm not an interesting person at 23 years old. Nobody cares what a 23-year-old has to say. But I love jokes. And I love Deep Thoughts by Jack Handey. Do you remember those on Saturday Night Live from back in the day? Yeah, those like, these hilarious kind of like weird one-liner jokes that came out of nowhere. That I thought, well, what's the funniest thing in the world? I'll just kind of copy that until I figure out my own voice. And then just started doing that, just writing one-liner after one-liner. And I found that the meaner the twist at the end, the bigger the laugh. It was like a guttural kind of thing.
What are some of the jokes now that you feel you're edgiest?
One of my favorite jokes now is, I'll tell you a couple.
I'm
You
laughing
know,
already. You know that. 'Cause I'm
I've
terrible.
got, you know, my mom actually should have been on one of the planes that crashed on 9/11. I think. That's a good one. I like to say my uncle runs a summer camp for kids about to get molested. It's a fun one. A fun one too. Yeah. What's my new? Oh, I have a new one. I'll tell you. I used to have a son, but he died the same way Eric Clapton's son died, for inspiration. This is good. This is good. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, who now are you looking at? You're saying, oh, who made you laugh growing up?
Who made me laugh growing up? Pretty much everybody. Like I loved all comedy. That I would watch Elaine Boozler the same way I would watch Robin Williams or Stephen Wright. They were all just funny people. I love Stephen Wright because it was like the how did he think of it kind of thing.
Oh, yes.
That really gets to me. I loved Dennis Leary when I was a kid. I remember I had his album No Cure for Cancer. I love that. The Asshole song killed me. Adam Sandler. I pretty much loved everybody. And now, I don't know about you, but like nothing makes me laugh anymore. Like I have to either be friends with the person or they have to be a genius. But I like now seeing things where people are bombing. You know, if someone's like not doing well, like that's all I want to see. I'm like fascinated by that. Everything else just bores me.
When you became a writer, what was the material you submitted that they accepted you? And what was your first real writing job?
Oh, God, I think I wrote for Sarah Silverman was my first writing job with the
She just
MTV
said-
Movie Awards. No, she
said
just
so?
asked for me. She just liked my jokes, knew I had good jokes, and said, "Why don't you come on for a couple weeks?" And that I did really well those couple weeks. I remember I had some good jokes for her. And that's how I met Brian Posehn and Doug Benson, who would take me on the road later on. It was through her. And then I eventually got to write for Late Night with Jimmy Fallon for a year.
And
that was, they were like, give us a packet of all these different things. And I said, screw you, here's 20 jokes. That's all I want to do is write jokes.
Right.
And they hired me on the spot.
And so what were some of the jokes you wrote for? Because you would be so edgy. He's such a good guy. He's not edgy. Were there jokes that you would write and they'd say, this is hilarious, but we can't do?
Yes. All of my jokes, they were like that. It was like for a year of people saying like, this is funny. They would say, this is funny for the Anthony show. It's not funny for the Jimmy show. And after a year, I was like, well, that Anthony show sounds hilarious. Let's
Yeah.
go do that.
I was going to say, I think it's time to do the Anthony show.
Yeah,
It's-
but I'm trying to think of some jokes I had. I remember one joke for Fallon was doctors are saying now that the pill, like the pregnancy pill, might not work in obese women. Doctors are telling those women, don't worry about it. And I tried for like months to get them to do that joke, and he was like, fat women are gonna hate me if I say this joke. And I was like, who cares? It's all right for people to hate you.
First of all, they're not going to change the set because they're sitting on the thing. They can't get up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, they're all watching Ferguson anyway. Not that big a deal.
Who watches Ferguson?
Old women.
Because he's very charming. But I don't know of anybody that watches him.
No one you would know does. It's all like middle-aged, middle of the country women who just love him, think he's really charming.
Who do you watch?
I don't watch.
In the late night wars, if any.
You know, if I was gonna watch anyone, honestly, it would be Leno. And people crap on
Why?
Leno hard because Leno's a comedian, and I feel like I think Letterman's very funny. I think Conan's funny. Fallon's funny. They're all funny. Kimmel's funny. They've all done great things for me, but Leno's the only comedian. So I kind of just like watching a comedian tell jokes.
What joke has he ever told? I
mean, it's
I
been
don't
this.
want to be rude, but I have never heard anyone ever say, Leno last night. I'm sorry I woke you up, but you had to see this.
But you like his stand-up though, right? Leno's stand-up.
I never watched the show.
You've never seen? Oh, have you ever seen him live?
No, is he good?
He's very funny live. Yeah, he's great. He's great at what he does.
All right.
And the show, I'm not the demographic for the show, but I don't know. I just like him the most.
And who has been the kindest to you? Who put you on first in the late night?
Kimmel. Kimmel put me on first. Was great to me. Conan was nice, and I mean he was great to me. Just wasn't first. But Leno, when I was there, was the coolest to me by far. By far. Have you done stand-up on the Tonight Show?
I've never done stand-up on the Tonight Show.
No.
No.
Oh, you would love it.
They brought me on as a writer, so I sat down from the very beginning.
Really?
Never did stand-up.
Oh, it's too bad. I think it's the best setup for a stand-up. Like the way they have the crowd set up with the cameras and everything. It's perfect.
How do you remember? You're all non sequiturs.
Mm-hmm.
How do you remember which goes where?
Fear, for the most part. You know what I mean? Like you go up and you like I'll try to study something, but I'm a comedian. I can't study notes, so have to go up and just kind of wing it. And it's so embarrassing when I get something wrong or I mess up a joke that afterwards it's all I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
So the next time I go up, I have it down. And now if I have a new joke, it's like one new joke in a sea of old stuff, so I can kind of know where to put it.
Yeah.
But you have to just go through the moment of not knowing it, to get there.
Oh, I put all my new jokes on the stage and try to get to them. And then when they don't laugh, what do you do when you do a joke that you think is brilliant and they're just not laughing at it? How long does it take you before you take it out?
It depends on, if I get nothing out of it, then maybe twice. If I get a little bit, maybe I'll keep working with it. My jokes are kind of like, I think of them as clocks. They either work perfectly or not at all. That if a joke doesn't really work, if I really believe in a joke, I'll eat it with it for about a month. And usually I'll just tell the crowd, like, you're wrong, I'm right. They laugh at that.
Yeah.
But after a while, they'll talk me out of it.
Have you ever apologized for a joke?
Never. Never. I think that's the dumbest thing in the world to do. I can't understand why anyone ever apologizes for a joke. It's just stupid. It just opens up a door.
Has anyone, important said, that's wrong? I did a joke on Heidi Klum. Little Nazi joke.
Yeah.
If you've ever met her, I think a little close to home there. And people were very upset, wanted me to apologize.
Yeah, but when people say they're very upset, they're not really very upset. When someone's like, I'm offended, that doesn't mean anything. You'll be offended for a little bit and then you get over it. That I had a thing recently where I did a bit on my show about a guy who got killed in a shark attack. Like, I love sharks. So we were like, this guy in New Zealand got killed by a shark attack, and then I had dancers come out dressed like sharks. I got a lap dance from a girl in like a shark costume. And then we just had the guy's picture and I was like, smile, you son of a bitch. The man who made this all possible. And no one here really cared.
Made this all possible.
Yeah. He had a family and stuff. It was weird. But no one in America got mad, but New Zealand as a country went ballistic. And were demanding an apology and screaming at me. They posted my parents' address and phone number, which ticked me off. We got that taken care of, got it scrubbed. My parents had to change their phone number because we were getting calls from New Zealanders at 4 a.m. calling me a wanker. Have you ever apologized for a joke? I want to ask you that.
No.
Never.
No.
Not once.
Won't apologize.
Yeah, it's the dumbest thing you can do.
And but people lose their. Bill Maher lost his show over that. You remember that 9/11 joke, which is a very funny joke.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that critical. It made sense what he said, and it wasn't a big deal at the time. Like all these things, they don't seem like a big deal, and then they blow up out of nowhere. Like Gilbert Gottfried with the tsunami tweets, he'd said things a million times more offensive than that joke, and that almost ruined him.
And the tsunami, when all's said and done, it left a very clean country.
Yeah, well, it's just water.
It glistened.
Yeah, just because they couldn't drink it fast enough doesn't mean I need to curb my humor, Joan.
If you had to choose between performing and writing, which gives you the most pleasure?
It's hard not to say performing, but if I don't have a new joke, if I don't have something new to try, I'm bored immediately. And I love being able to tell it, and writing these jokes and then having someone else say them was torture for me too. I didn't like having a good joke that someone else said.
What are you working on now? What's your latest joke that you're most in love with?
Latest joke I'm most in love with. Oh, I'm always trying for new cancer jokes. I love cancer's like almost untouchable, but people like it. People with cancer like it. That's what I'm kind of going for.
And you did a whole. What's funny? Different cancers. Is colon cancer funnier, say, than brain cancer?
Yeah.
Which...
What's the funniest cancer?
Yeah, which is the best cancer? You'll get like breast cancer, you get a smile. I think when you really get into esophagus stuff, I think it's a belly laugh.
Yeah, anal cancer is a tough one to not laugh at. Anal cancer is the toughest. When I found out Farrah Fawcett died from anal cancer, I couldn't believe it.
I don't want to ask how she got it. She died from anal cancer?
Anal cancer, yeah.
Oh, they should never let that out.
No.
It should be something romantic.
Yeah, I think that's why she got it, because she was holding it in for so long.
When are you going on tour?
Right after my show ends. My show ends at the end of April, and then I go on tour for about a month and a half.
And your show is on what nights?
Tuesday nights at 10:30 after...
Go right into the camera.
Tuesday nights at 10:30 after Daniel Tosh, Comedy Central. It's called The Jesselnick Offensive.
What makes a Comedy Central comic a Comedy Central comic?
Being young, white, and male.
Okay.
That's
all right.
it. Yeah, that's it.
There are no black kids on?
There's a couple. They've got Key and Peele, but they kind of half count. I think that's why they have to have two of them. And then Amy Schumer is going to have a show coming up. She's like the one female comic they
and
have.
they had Whitney for a while.
They only had Whitney on the roast. They lost her, which is I think why now I have a TV show is because they blew it with Whitney and she went to NBC and made millions of dollars and now I'm stuck at Comedy Central.
And so they signed you before you went on the roast?
I did
Tell
the
how
Trump.
you got on the roast. This is fascinating. He was writing. He was one of the writers of the roast. You told us. And then who got sick? Somebody got sick or dropped out.
Someone died.
No one got
Or
sick.
died. Well, that's getting sick.
Died. Someone overdosed him.
Somebody died.
Well, let him tell. Let him. Okay. Let him tell.
No,
okay.
here's what happened because people think that I replaced Greg Giraldo, the great Greg Giraldo.
Yes.
But I was going to be on the roast. The last words I had with Greg Giraldo were after the Trump roast, or the Hasselhoff roast, when I was like, I'm going to be on the next one. We were friends. We were excited, hugged each other, and then he left and he died a couple weeks later, a couple months later. But I didn't really replace him. But that's kind of how.
Well, he wasn't there and you were.
That's true.
What
But
do you call
I
that?
would have been there. He would have been there with me if he hadn't died.
And he was with you in spirit.
No, I don't believe in all that bullshit.
I just thought of something.
Yeah, what is it?
Do your parents ever say, have you crossed the line?
My parents, they love my stand-up. They got used to it because they know everything's made up. If I'm making a cancer joke about someone, then like I had a joke like, my mom's in a really bad mood. She just found out she has to have both of her breasts removed if she's ever going to be good at golf. and that's like you can't really get offended by that joke, and it's like all made up. But now that I have a TV show and I'm making fun of real people, now they're kind of like with the shark bit. They were like, that guy died. And he had a family, and you made fun of him like a week later.
Yeah, and you
so
said,
they're not thrilled with that, and I'm just like,
no, and you have a Gucci bag from me.
yeah, exactly,
Shut
exactly,
up.
yeah. I buy them nice presents now, so
Yeah,
they
exactly.
can't get too
If
mad.
not, go back to Slovakia or whatever you
And they don't get too mad. They're just kind of like, yeah, we saw the show. Yeah, you certainly made fun of that guy who killed himself. I'm like, yeah, we did. Sorry, he's already dead. He's not gonna get any more dead because I made a joke about it.
There is a wife and 5 children.
There was just the 1 2-year-old daughter.
Oh, so.
Yeah, so it wasn't that. Yeah, she's not my demographic. She doesn't know.
Well, listen, come and ask. We always play a little game,
Oh, great.
and we're going to ask you a few questions. See, and you stopped sweating and everything.
It's a beginning thing.
See, well,
Nice. I'm meeting one of my idols.
yeah. What a disappointment, the car home.
We like to play who would you want to be stuck on a desert island with?
Who would I want to be stuck in?
Of these different pairings.
Great.
Lori Partridge or Marsha Brady?
I gotta go Marsha Brady. I don't remember Lori Partridge, but Marsha Brady was hot. I gotta go Marsha Brady.
Barbara Walters or Diane Sawyer?
Now or like
No,
in their
now.
prime?
In their primes.
In their prime. I'm gonna have to go. And I don't want this to sound politically incorrect. Diane Sawyer seems like a slut. You know what I mean? Like a straight up whore. That I think.
You could take the word seems out.
Yeah, I would go with her. I'll go with.
Whitney Cummings or Sarah Silverman?
Ooh. That's a tough one. That's like choosing between two sisters, which I'm happy to do. I would go Sarah, but there's no losing in that situation. Yeah, I like them both very much.
And to finish up, this is the killer. Hitler or Mussolini?
Hitler or Mussolini on a desert island? That's like another Sarah and Whitney question. It's like you can't really go wrong. I would have to go Hitler because there aren't any trains on that island, so you don't really need Mussolini. I would go Hitler. Yeah, I would go Hitler. Seems cool.
I'm thrilled to meet you.
I'm thrilled to meet you.
Everybody was saying to me, oh, Anthony Jeselnik, wait till you meet him and you're going to love him. I love you. You're just the greatest.
That's-
so funny. You're so smart.
That means
Thank
so
you.
much to me. And honestly, you pronouncing my name correctly this whole interview is like one of the highlights of my life.
Mine too.
I
You have no
never
idea.
believed it.
I am so bad on names. Now, everybody, Anthony Jeselnik from Jeselnik Offensive.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we always ask our guests, we have a clapper. So when you're ready, would you do the clap off?
I've never done this before. I've never had the
Oh,
technology.
yes.
Okay, I've just been in bed with Joan. Strange experience. I was told that they wanted me here just to be in bed with her at the end of her life. But it was more of like an interview kind of thing where she'd ask me questions and knew how to pronounce my name, which I was thrilled about. But it was great to meet a comedy idol, one of the all-time greats ever. This is probably my last chance to meet her. We don't go to the same parties.
Here we go again. I loved Anthony Jeselnik. I didn't know him at all, and I wasn't sure if I was going to find him arrogant. I found him terrific and very thought-provoking. I mean, the whole thing on anal cancer. I mean, I had no idea about anal cancer. I had no idea that you could get anal cancer by smoking cigarettes from your ass. I mean, that to me, I knew about ping pong balls, but you learn. You learn on this show. You learn.
Welcome back. We're joined now by comedian Anthony Jeselnik, host of The Jeselnik Offensive on Comedy Central. Busy man, and yet took the time to be here today.
That's love, bro.
You ready to play the hashtag game? Are you familiar with this game?
I've been made familiar.
You've been made familiar. Excellent. Here
That
we
means
go.
you don't watch the show, bro. Come on, man.
He's very busy.
I
It's a
watch
hit
the
show.
show.
We can't-
I love the show. It's my favorite. See his eyebrows go up. I ain't mad at you.
You lucky. You don't. He doesn't know your name. I didn't want to say
I know,
this
right?
out
He's like, who's this guy?
M. Wiley.
He's like, is this Hugh Douglas next to me?
That's how you know you gained a little weight, Marcellus. Time to play the hashtag game. Shortly after Dwight Howard joined the Rockets, Kobe Bryant sent out this Instagram photo of himself with Pau Gasol with the hashtag Vamos, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then he unfollowed Howard on Twitter. Anthony, what's your hashtag?
My hashtag for this one is Junior Prom. Yeah, Kobe's a man. He should act like a man. I don't understand why he's throwing shade. Not following him on Twitter anymore. Who cares?
Right.
Beat him up or leave him alone. Junior Prom.
Junior Prom.
All right. You know what? If I'm Dwight Howard, I'm like, hashtag, it's like that? I mean, you ever get into a situation when you know, me and you are boys, me and you are teammates.
Well, let's not get carried away. Go ahead.
And everything's above board, everything's above the line. And then somebody just crosses the line, hits you with a cheap shot or something. You be like, it's like that? And that's how I feel if I'm Dwight Howard. I'm like, really, you gonna unfollow me on Twitter? First of all, like you said, that is so juvenile right there. You're taking me back 8th grade or something like that, when people were doing some things that you were just like, dog, I thought we had a better relationship than this. I thought we had more between us than this. Now, think about it. I'm a former player, and I had a lot of friends on teams that I didn't play for or teams I played against. We didn't care about all those kind of things because we understood the relationship meant more than the jersey that we were wearing.
But wasn't Kobe saying, hey, let me stay here, let me teach you how to win, let me see the commitment from you, right? Then he doesn't make the commitment, so he's saying, all right, to hell with you.
But hold on, that sounds too much like that's my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? You don't make the commitment to me now, all of a sudden I gotta let you go in Twitterverse? Like,
Listen,
that's crazy.
you both make good points. But ultimately, I mean, I like the way you delivered yours, especially, Marcellus.
That's what I do.
It's hard on this show to do that kind of dry, understated sarcasm.
Yeah,
It's a little harder when he comes over the top like that.
I know. I felt like I didn't do it right because you rambled on for way too long. I was
Right.
like, oh,
It's like that?
supposed to do
it's
that.
like that?
It's like that.
It's like that? That's how you gonna treat me?
Junior prom. He junior promed you. And Marcellus, yours was great, but ultimately you
Here
said
we
he's
go.
treating you like the girlfriend. He said Kobe's treating Dwight like the girlfriend. Junior prom.
Junior Prom. Junior Prom.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Bobby Lyles, a student at Georgia State, used the power of Twitter to earn a date with Olympian Lolo Jones 2 weeks ago. Jones agreed to go on a date with Lyles if he could get 150,000 retweets. Lyles hit the mark, and Jones officially committed to the date. Anthony, what is your hashtag for him getting a date through Twitter with Lolo Jones?
My hashtag is low standards.
That's a good one.
She's an Olympian.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
To accept a date with some college loser, it's not like he's like, you know how like celebrities will go out with like a soldier? That like makes sense to me. But some college kid, who cares? She's an Olympian. her body is banging. You know, 150,000 retweets, that's nothing. I get that when I tell people what I had for lunch that day.
Oh,
Not a big
Jeselnik,
deal.
you're very offensive. It's almost like you're going on the offensive. It's like a Jeselnik offensive.
Always.
In fact.
It's exactly like that.
Well, you
Premiering
know,
tomorrow at 10:30.
that's one way to look at it. That's one way to look at it, and I respect that. But if I'm the young college student, I'm like, hashtag Twitter to get her. And that's what he did right there. And you talk about the 150,000 retweets, only 140 characters. So long to the days where you had to show up with some flowers and candy to a girl, because now you can just mac on the internet and just have somebody go out there and retweet it, and that's game right now. It's a different world right now, and I respect the guy who had the initiative, set something. Think about this guy who has a few followers. Is like, I'm gonna set something so high that I don't even think I could obtain it. But if I do,
Then you go
look
out and
what I
think-
get.
Did you read? He said he was talking about, look, I just came up with some big sounding number. So imagine you say 150, you throw it out there, and then you get to 100,000.
Yeah.
Aren't you kicking yourself? What did I say 150 for?
Yeah,
100 would have done it. 50,000 Twitter followers?
But to keep it relative,
Or
that's
retweets?
someone like you saying, okay, if someone retweeted something 5 million times, I mean, something that's just absurd to you and your perspective. But when it comes true, look at the prize he got. He got Lolo Jones for that, and to me, that's a good thing.
Yeah, but Lolo Jones gets no prize. She has to go out with this loser.
Right.
He's getting dates through Twitter.
Well, think about it. If you're a single lady right now, you probably went out with a loser or two before. So this is at least a good PR story. At least you get some positive spin out of it, no?
Jeselnik guy, I like him.
Yeah, he's funny.
But in this case, Marcellus, I think that you lost and he won again. Low standards.
Yeah, that was good.
Listen, he had me at low standards.
As soon as he flipped it over, I was like,
That's
lost.
it. It's Florida. Doesn't matter what he says after that.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Colin Kaepernick created a bit of a stir last week when photos surfaced of him wearing a Dolphins hat.
Look at that heaty whip. Look at that heaty whip.
Kaepernick responded by posting this photo on Instagram with the message, "This the hat y'all mad at? I'm gonna wear what I want, regardless of what you think. All you need to worry about is the fact that I grind for my teammates and the 49ers. I plan on doing this until they won't let me in the building. Hashtag ridiculous. Hashtag y'all must be bored. But Anthony, what is your hashtag?"
My hashtag, and I'm pretty proud of this one, guys, Hatters gonna hate. And I am against.
You got no wins
Man,
today.
I can't do nothing
You
with
got
these.
no wins.
You're throwing 101-mile-per-hour fastballs.
That's right.
How am I supposed to hit
Coming with the
this?
heat.
You're just trying to rhyme things that don't rhyme. I already have the advantage. I'm totally. If my quarterback wore another team's hat, I would be furious. If one of my friends wore another team's hat, I would get mad at him. Unexcusable.
Yeah.
And it's not like the
Or
Dolphins.
inexcusable, either one.
It's not like the. Don't correct me.
You can make up words.
On
Well,
my
that'll
own
make up
show.
words.
I'm
He's making
hatting
up.
on you.
I'll take that. It's ridiculous. And it's not like a Yankees hat where it's like a cool classic thing. Miami Dolphins gear looks like garbage.
Oh, like that?
It totally does.
I like the colors. As my man sits here with a Dolphins shirt on in the
look at
front
that.
row.
Well, it's a good point. Take a look at this guy.
Yeah, no, huh?
Turquoise. You're
Nothing
a
wrong with
loser.
that. No, man. You know what?
Woo, heat.
Yeah, that's a good one. First of all, anybody who saw that picture of him at the beach with the hat on and didn't focus in on the girl and focused in on the hat, you got a problem, first of all. That's the issue. Mine's is hashtag new era. And we know that's the company that makes the hats for a lot of the
I don't
kids
even
out
know
there.
if you need to explain this one. After Hatter's gonna hate, you come up with new era.
I'm
All
done
right,
with it.
let's go through this charade. Go ahead.
Hold on. But mine's is a little more serious than
Okay.
his. Maybe
All right,
I
let
can
me
get
hear-
you
let
on
me-
this
maybe
angle.
Maybe you can win me over.
First of all, if you look at the players of today, this is a new era in the NFL. When we talk about our loyalties, we know it's only a one-way.
Double entendre, new era hats or something?
Yeah, I just
Okay, all right.
explained that,
I'm
but you
coming.
weren't listening
I
to
wasn't.
me.
I wasn't.
You're already giving him the point.
All right, you're right. Go ahead.
All right, so think about it, the loyalty that is only one way now in the NFL. It doesn't come just from the players. There's no loyalty coming from the teams. The same hat that you wear one day, you may be traded in the midnight hour to that same team, and then all the fans are up in arms about you wearing some fashion statement, something about the colors more so than the fandemonium towards it. I don't think this undermines any effort he has on the football field. This doesn't make him want to go out there and take it easy on the Miami Dolphins. This is just a player who's saying, you know what? I'm the same San Francisco quarterback that saw Joe Montana in the Kansas City
The
Chiefs
end of his
uniform.
career.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Kaepernick is the future in San Francisco. They're banking on this guy. You're sitting here. We talk off camera all the time about how great he might win a Super Bowl, maybe
Right,
multiple, and he's
right.
great and this and that. You can't show up in a rival team's hat.
Why not? Think about it. If you think about competition in
Because
all
Jeselnik will kill you on Sports
man.
Nation.
But no.
Why
Think
not?
about it. Think about competition in the real workplace. Like I hear all these competitions, like okay, ESPN is in competition with Fox or whatever it may be. But think about it. The NFL to a player is the only competition we see. There are 32 branches of teams within NFL, but for a player, I used to wear other teams' uniforms because guess what? We do jersey swaps after games. And when you see a guy handing you another jersey and then you put that in your game room, is there something wrong with me having
Put
that
it in
guy?
the game room. Don't wear it.
Why you can't wear it?
Jeselnik, what do you got to say about all this?
I feel like I'm being filibustered. First of all. It's totally inexcusable.
Why?
Because you got to
don't
be
root
all
for
about,
anybody
you gotta
else?
be all about your team. Yeah.
Do you root for any other comedians? Do you root for any other shows out there? I will wear a
No,
first
say
take
no.
hat. I will
Say
wear
no.
a first take hat.
He wishes disaster and
Yeah,
doom on everyone.
I don't
else
need
in the
direction from you, Kellerman.
Go ahead.
I know how to answer this question.
You see? He bites the hand that feeds him even.
Yeah, I don't root for any other people.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Listen, I mean, as soon as he put that up,
Dang, man, I can't
was
beat
going to
that.
give it to him, but then he came at me. Oh, no. That'll teach Jeselnik.
Robbed.
Despite an ugly breakup, the Packers and Brett Favre seem to be working things out. So much so that Packers president Mark Murphy said he wants to retire Brett Favre's number. Here's more from Murphy. Quote, Brett will be a first ballot Hall of Famer in 2016, and we would like to retire his number prior to his induction. It is really just a question of timing in terms of retiring his jersey. The timing has to be right for both Brett and the organization. Mr. Jeselnik, what is the hashtag for the Packers retiring Brett Favre's number?
My hashtag was censored. They wouldn't let me do the joke that I wanted to do for this one. But I understand it's Disney. I let it go.
Right.
I let it go. But I would say I think this is a very brave and a bold thing that he's doing. It's bold to say you're going to retire Brett Favre's jersey. Of course you're going to retire Brett Favre's jersey. And those idiots in Wisconsin, they would retire every player's jersey. They would be in like quadruple digits now if they could, because of how dumb they
I
are.
heard the Dolphins want to retire Kaepernick's jersey.
Oh my God, here you go already.
Put it in your game room, weirdo.
From the two guys who never got a jersey from another player. Okay, hashtag do it yesterday. Yeah, that's what we used to say when something should have already been done. It's a no-brainer situation. This is Brett Favre, who retired from the NFL 2010.
Are you taking the R, and the E off the end now? You said Brett Favre.
Brett Favre.
Just Brett.
Brett Favre. But think about it, Max, for real. 2010, the guy is out the NFL. 2007, he's no longer a Green Bay Packer after that season. What is taking them so long to do this? Don't give me some logistical issues and nightmares that you're having. Call it one of the 8 home games. Brett Favre, were you available for one of the 8 home games and get it done yesterday?
How are you sure he's retired? How are you sure he's
good
retired?
one.
You never can tell. Listen, I'm very sorry you were censored. On the other hand, you censored. Just hashtag censored. You're not giving me anything.
Did I get 2? Did I get 1 or 2?
You got it's 2. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable the way he gets 100 miles an hour. You adjusted to the fastball or something.
Is there a tiebreaker situation we can go through?
You win. Let's just say.
Yeah, you win.
Jeselnik.
I'll be nice.
He won. He won 10 8 rounds.
Hold up the
Yes.
pictures and see which one's more handsome.
All right.
Oh, there it is.
Boom.
Hey, ladies, what's up? What's cracking?
To be fair to Marcellus,
I heard a dude say my name.
This is before he went on his cleansing diet. To be fair to Marcellus.
The lemonade before the lemonade.